Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day, night, whatever time it is when you watch this video. Today I'm going to be doing a full gear collection and rig rundown of all of my guitars, amps and pedals. I must mention before we begin that not all of the guitars are actually mine. I will run down my guitars first and then I will do the remaining guitars that I use and that I have currently in this room with me. At the end of this video I'm going to do a little Q&A after asking you guys on my Instagram story literally just now whether you'd like me to answer any questions about anything gear related. Just before we get started, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. For those of you who aren't familiar, Skillshare is an online learning community where creative people come together to learn and develop their skills. Skillshare has thousands of classes on pretty much anything you could imagine. There's classes on filmmaking, photography, art, music production, music theory, probably guitar lessons as well. You name it, I think they've probably got it. These classes are a perfect place for you to come and learn the things that you always wanted to and really dive into and further your passions and interests. A class that I'd highly recommend is The Fundamentals of Music Theory by Matthew James. I get so many questions from people asking, how to sort of start your music theory journey, where to even begin, because it's quite like a broad topic and it is hard to know where to even start to, get better at your music theory. It covers all of the basics such as like the major minor scales, clefs, rhythm, meter, what else does it cover? Intervals and lots more. So I'd highly recommend that you check that out, especially if you are interested in doing some more music theory. So the first 1,000 people to click the link in the top line of my description will get 2 free months of Skillshare premium membership. After that, it's only $10 a month or so. I really hope that you enjoy the free membership and classes, and now I'm gonna go on and show you some of my gear. I don't even know where to begin with this. Okay, first and foremost then, this is my baby. This is my favourite guitar out of all of the guitars that I own. This one means the most to me. It's my favourite. I love the way it plays more than anything in the whole world. And this is my PRS Custom 24 Wood Library. So there is in fact a story behind how I actually acquired this guitar. Some of you might even come from this page. There's a Facebook page called PRS Guitar Owners Worldwide, and I was actually a part of this page for quite a few years before I even got this guitar. And basically, I got pretty friendly with the community on there, engaged in a lot of posts and stuff like that, and I met some really cool people through there as well. And one of the people that I met through there once sent me a message saying, do you want this guitar? Like it's yours, it's got your name on it if you want it. And obviously I didn't believe this to begin with, and I said don't play with me like that. And it was all legitimate. We discussed some more, and he basically said that, I want to give this to you because when I was younger I didn't have this kind of quality of instrument, at my fingertips. And he said that he really believed that it would help me a lot with my playing and with the quality of what I was playing and everything like that. And yeah, it was just like an incredibly friendly gesture, and I'm forever in his debt. I can't thank him enough for sending me this guitar because it's changed my life, to say the least. So thank you, Al. I remember the day it turned up and I literally couldn't believe my eyes. I was just stunned and completely in awe, and I'd never seen an instrument so beautiful. But yeah, this is my number one. Right, anyway, moving on, let's go on to my second guitar. So the second guitar that I'm going to be showing you is actually, it's my first guitar out of this entire collection. This is the one I've had the longest. This was the first PRS SE that I ever got. This was when I first joined the family. So this is the PRS SE Tremonti signature model. I believe it's from 2012. I've had it modded slightly. I've got some custom number 19 pickups here. These are actually the ones that have my name on it, the Crying Tigers, if anybody is interested in checking them out. And then obviously I upgraded the knobs to the USA PRS knobs as well. I do love this guitar so much, and this was really kind of where it all began for me. So yeah, love this guitar. Guitar number 2. Okay, here we are on to guitar number 3. So you actually saw this in my last YouTube video. This is the PRS Hollow Body Piezo 2. And I only just did a review of this, so if you're interested in watching that video, click the card up here and it will take you straight to it. So yeah, this guitar is really, really amazing, as you'll hear me say a bunch of times in that video. Super versatile. The blue really pops, and I just can't get over how loud it is when it's unplugged. Wait. we're a bit out of tune. It's a very, very, very hot day here today. As you can probably tell, I look shiny. Yeah, so this is a super cool guitar, and I highly recommend that you go and try one out. So this was guitar number 3. On to guitar number 4. Okay, guitar number 4 is this. Oh my god, it looks so wrong looking at it now. I've just been looking at PRS's. This is a Fender Strat. It's a USA one. The story behind this was I basically got it when I started studying at music college because I needed something really versatile that could do like a lot of different genres. So I mainly use this guitar now to teach, and this is my standard tuning guitar. It just stays in standard all the time. And yeah, this is actually the last guitar you will now see of my guitars. The rest of the guitars I'm about to show you aren't actually mine. Okay, this next one is one of my favorites in the household. So the rest of the guitars that you're going to see today aren't mine. They are my other half's guitar collection. So I'm kind of doing his guitar collection as well. But this is an Epiphone Firebird, and I use this in a couple of my videos, and you might see it, you know, hanging up on the wall behind me. I really like this guitar. I think it's super comfortable. It's in a weird tuning. Something about it like is just really comfortable to sit with, just conveniently. It's very like the neck is in like the right place. I just find it really, really like a pleasure to play. I like this one a lot. It's a cool guitar. It's a cool guitar. Next up we have this Epiphone Les Paul Prophecy series. So this is another one that I use in quite a lot of my videos. These covers are actually they're wood and they're stained to match the body. But yeah, anyway, so this is a really cool guitar. I love how thin the neck profile is. I love thin necks, and then obviously you've got 24 frets, which is a bit unusual for a Les Paul. So that's a really cool feature as well. It's a cool guitar. God, this has got so much stuff in it. Right, okay, so this is a Squier Strat from I don't even know what year. I know that it's older than me. It's over 20 years old. It's one of the Japanese ones, and it's in this sick, like electric blue color. Yeah, it's super nice to play, and obviously it looks cool as fuck too. So that's this guitar. I'm going to show you both acoustics at the same time. Somehow I'm going to do it. So here we have a Crafter acoustic. Yeah, this is just kind of what I use as my tracking guitar whenever I'm playing anything acoustic, although I would like to get a PRS Angelus at some point because they are beautiful. Anyway, so that's this guitar. And then onto the 12-string Seagull acoustic. So this is a really, really awesome guitar. It currently has one string broken on it. At the moment, I need to restring that. But yeah, I always wanted a 12-string guitar and I kept bashing on about it. So Jake, my other half, ended up getting one for us. And it's by a really cool brand called Seagull. And these guys are from Canada, and like they make the most resonant, beautiful acoustics. It sounds really cool. Oh, it's in a drop tuning again. He drop tunes all of our guitars. There we go. Should we use a pick? I always pick it up and like, oh yeah, this sounds beautiful, but I never know what to play. So now we're on to the interesting part. This is a Parkhurst Guitars T series, T model, I'm not sure what he's called it. Yeah, so Parkhurst Guitars, number 19 pickups, same guy. He is my other half, he is who I live with, hence why I have all of this access to all of these guitars. And this is actually like a custom shop model that he makes, so he's a guitar luthier and technician, and he makes pickups and more. And this is one of his beautiful models. Really, you probably can't see this, but really, really close up. He has engraved stags, which is his emblem and his logo, into the front of the pickups. And yeah, it's just beautiful. It feels super lush to play. I really love tellies. There we go. See, this one isn't in a drop tune. There's no consistency in this house. It's just really beautiful, like natural wood guitars always look pleasing to my eye. I'm not really into like proper wild finishes as much. I would much prefer like a natural kind of looking guitar, and it sounds great as well. So at some point in the future I'm gonna have to do some playthroughs or something like that so you guys can actually see how these bad boys sound. Right, okay, I'm gonna show you another one now. So this is another one of Jake's. This is another Parkhurst Guitars guitar, another T series. This one's a little bit more traditional. I think it looks very cool with the gold hardware on it as well, and the gold like tuners, the machine heads. He did a really good job on this as well. Again, just really natural wood grains, but they look so pretty. Let's do pedals next, and then we'll do amps last, and then, well, finally a Q&A, I reckon. Right, okay, moving on then. Okay, pedal wise, I think I'm gonna do this like in order of brands. Okay, so for MXR, I have 3 pedals. I've got a MXR Phase 90, EVH, Eat Your Heart Out. I've got a micro amp, Clean Boost. This is one of the most important pedals on my pedal board when I am playing. Obviously when you're kicking into solos, you want to be heard. So you got to get yourself Clean Boost, and this is my favorite Clean Boost. It's so clean. It's so clean and it's so good and boosty, and you're definitely going to be heard if you smash on that. And then this is the most recent MXR pedal that I got. This is the Dynacomp. So this is a compression pedal. So yeah, this is really, really good for all of your sustaining needs. So these 3 pedals, probably favorites to be fair. These 2 I use more than this one, but they're cool. This is the TC Electronic Flashback Delay and Looper. I've never actually used the looping function on it. I've always just been relatively straightforward with it as a delay, but this is a beautiful delay and it does such a great job. Delay and reverb are actually my favorite types of pedals, so like these ones, they're cool. Here we have another solo, lonely, beaten up pedal that I use. This was probably one of my first effects pedals. This is the Maxon Overdrive. So I don't really use this as an actual overdrive. When I'm using it, I use it more for tone shaping, if anything, and a little bit of level. But yeah, this is a really cool pedal as well. It's beaten up, man. I don't even know where the knobs have gone. Like, they just fell off a long time ago. But yeah, super cool pedal that. Next up is a brand. We have Boss. First up, the very trusty Chromatic Tuner TU3. This was my first ever pedal, and it's still going today. It's probably, how old am I? It's almost 10 years old, I would say. Everybody needs one of these on their boards. They're just like the greatest pedals, and you could throw them off of a building and they'd still survive. They're great. Another super important staple on my pedal board, this is the Boss NS2 noise suppressor pedal. This really, really helps to clean up any of the that you've got going on, especially when you're working with a lot of high gain stuff, so I would highly recommend that you get one of these. One that I actually did a demo for last year sometime. Boss sent me out this collaboration pedal with JHS. It's the Angu Driver. This is a really cool drive pedal. It can make a lot of different cool drive sounds. Right, moving on to these 2 bigger units. I've got the Reverb R5 500. This can make some really stunning reverberant sounds and shimmers and stuff like that. I'd say shimmers are probably my favorite reverb thing, but there's a time and a place for them, isn't there? Which is sad. And then another one that I still need to make some videos with, but I have played around with a little bit, is the Boss RC10R loop rhythm station. This is very, very cool. You can come up with like your own drum loops and stuff in it. Playing along with loopers is harder than you would expect, and if you're like the slightest bit out of time, it's gonna add up to be hideously out of time like later on in the loop. But yeah, lots of fun experimenting with that. And then my last Boss pedal, this is more of a unit, is the GT1000 guitar effects processing unit. This is sick. I'm not going to say too much because I may or may not have a video coming out on it. I'm just going to say nothing. You'll have to watch the video when it comes out, and then you'll be able to hear about what I think. Lastly, if you're still with me, I have this Diodario floor tuner pedal. I love this pedal. It's a straightforward tuner. You can shift the pitch around and stuff like that. It's so straightforward. But I just love how big the display is, because if you're blind like me, you're not going to have an issue seeing it, because it's going to light up across basically the whole pedal, and it's going to be great for you to see. So finally, at last, who doesn't have a trusty Crybaby wah? This was my first effects pedal, and sometimes I still crack out the wah when I'm doing like Metallica or Slash covers, Guns N' Roses covers. I think I'm going to show you guys some amps now, and then Q&A time. So these are the amps that I use next up. This is my 15 watt lunchbox head by EVH. I basically got this so I didn't have to lug my 100 watt around rehearsals and stuff like that, and this really screams. For something so small, it's like really, really powerful. I'm not going to get up and show you my 100 watt at this point. I will insert some footage so you can see it. But I also have the 100 watt version of this, and it has the 3 channels, and it's my favorite amp ever. It sounds incredible, and it's just amazing. It's just really, really good. Something slightly more controversial. This is one of the original Spark amps by Positive Grid. This thing is a very cool bedroom amp, and it's very, very good like for learning materials, playing along and jamming and stuff like that. The only thing I wish it had would be a speaker output, so you could plug it into like a 4x12 and just get like a bigger sound, but this thing is really cool. And you can go and watch the full video and review and rig rundown and sound test of that if you click the card here. Yeah, it's the wrong way around. Oh, Jesus. Here we have the Boss Katana 100-watt version. This is what I use as my bedroom amp. This is what I teach through. This is what I sit at my desk with. This amp is very, very cool, and it sounds amazing, and it cranks loud as well. So yes, we like the Boss Katana. So that was all of the gear that I have, or at least the key sort of parts. Let's move on to some Q&A next up, shall we? The best budget 3-channel amp. Okay, well, can it be more than 3 channels? If there's more than 3 channels, I would definitely say either the Spark amp or the Boss Katana. What gauge do you use? I've recently changed what gauge I have been using. The last time that I actually restrung my guitar, I have started using 11 to 49. I like them so far. I feel like my fingers need to get a little bit stronger first. Any advice for the transition from regular picks to jazz 3s? This is a good question. I use jazz 3s as well. Before that, I used to use just the regular, I don't even know what it was, I think it was like 1.14mm Dunlop Tortex, the purple ones. I'll put a picture. For me especially, like, I found the transition odd at first because you're working with a lot less, but it was the best decision like I ever made. You can be so much more precise and articulate, I feel like. Just do it. Just make the jump and get used to it. Honestly, you will never look back. Jazz 3s are like the best picks ever, I think. Right, okay, that pretty much wraps us up for today's video. Thank you so much for watching the entire video if you got to this point. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit like and subscribe. It really, really helps me out when you guys do that. Leave a comment down below and let's discuss all things gear. Okay, one question of the day for you guys. What is your favorite guitar pedal and why? Anyway, right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and that you're all safe and well, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.